world! My name is Jenny and welcome to the newest episode of Jen's Poke Talk. In today's video, I will be reviewing my adventures from my original Pokémon Sapphire game. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's begin! After hopping off the truck in Little Root Town and meeting my neighbor Brendan, I ran to rescue Professor Birch on Route 101. There, I chose my original favorite Generation 3 starter as my first partner Pokemon, Pepper the Torchic. After officially obtaining him, Pepper and I went to Route 103 to battle Brendan and his Mudkip. One potion heal and a couple of scratch attacks later, Pepper won the battle. Upon returning to Professor Birch's lab, I obtained the Pokedex from the professor and some Pokeballs from Brendan before heading out to begin my journey. On Route 101, I caught a Wurmple, and on Route 102, I caught a Zigzagoon before arriving in Petalburg City. After healing my Pokemon, my team and I met up with Norman, the player's dad in the game, and the Petalburg gym leader, before meeting my second rival, Wally. Once Wally caught his starter Pokemon and left, Norman tasked my team and I to go challenge the Pokemon gyms. After training on Route 104 near Petalburg City, my team and I headed into Petalburg Woods where I caught a Shroomish. Before continuing in the forest, I also caught a Taillow on Route 104. Halfway through the forest, I encountered a researcher who was then ambushed by a grunt from the game's antagonist team, Team Aqua. After a back and forth battle, Pepper took out the grunt's Poochyena, and the grunt left with a threat. Once the researcher ran off, my team and I continued through the forest and the other half of Route 104 until we reached our target location, Rustboro City. However, instead of heading to the gym right away, I headed to Route 116 to train up my Torchic just so he would be able to take on the gym safely. After that, I returned to Rustboro City to obtain the Quick Claw item for Pepper. Once I finished getting my items, my team and I took on the gym. While battling the first gym trainer, Pepper evolved into the fire and fighting type Combuskin. Wurmple also evolved, but funnily enough, I thought I had gotten the Silcoon evolution only to check the summary screen to see that I got a Cascoon. That was embarrassing. After getting through the gym trainers, I took on Roxanne. After using 3 double kick attacks, Pepper took down the Geodude. It took a while because of Nosepass using Harden and Roxanne healing it twice, but eventually my Combuskin defeated the gym, earning me my first badge. Upon exiting the gym, my team and I witnessed the Team Aqua Grunt from the Devon Corporation building with the researcher following after him. After healing my team, we headed to Route 116 where I caught a Skitty I named Rosie. After battling my way through the route, my team and I headed into Rust Turf Tunnel where I caught a Whismur before taking on the thief who also had Pico the Wingull as his hostage. Pepper made quick work of his Poochyena once again, forcing the grunt to return the Devon goods and Pico to me. As the grunt fled, I returned Pico to her owner, Mr. Briney, before returning to Rustboro City. There, the researcher brought me to meet Mr. Stone, the Devon Corporation president, and both of them entrusted me with 2 tasks: deliver the Devon goods to the shipyard in Slateport City, and a letter to Mr. Stone's son in Dewford Town. In return, Mr. Stone gave me the Pokénav. After all that, I healed my team and returned to Route 116 to battle the other trainers and also catch a Nincada. Later, I returned to Petalburg Woods to catch a Silcoon and a Slakoth. I also caught the Pokemon I missed on Route 102, Lotad, Poochyena, Ray the Waltz, and Surskit. After loading up on healing items, my team and I sought out Mr. Briney, who happily agreed to take us to Dewford Town on his boat. Upon arriving in Dewford Town, my team and I trained on the land route near Granite Cave before entering the said cave. Inside, I caught a Makuhita, Geodude, Alron, Sableye, and Zubat while evolving my Cascoon into Dustox. When we reached a specific part of the cave, my team and I met Stephen Stone, the son of Mr. Stone, and delivered the letter to him. In return, Stephen gave me the technical machine for the attack Steel Wing before leaving. It took 5 attempts just to catch 1 Abra. What the heck? After catching it, I healed my team, returned to get the experience share item in Rustboro City, and then returned to take on the Dewford Gym. Once again, this time because of a defense and attack boost from the move Bulk Up, Raleigh's Machop took 3 peck attacks from Pepper to take it down. Makuhita was just as annoying, but thanks to Pepper living the Makuhita's arm thrust attack with 2 HP left, he was able to take it down with a critical hit Ember. 2 badges down. After healing Pepper, my team and I sailed with Mr. Briney and Pico to Route 109's beach and then headed to Slateport City. I headed to the Oceanic Museum where Team Aqua had been blocking earlier, and then located Captain Stern. Before I could give him the Devon goods, 2 Team Aqua grunts ambushed us trying to steal them, but thanks to my training, Pepper and my other Pokemon were able to stop them, forcing their leader, Archie, to appear. After Team Aqua retreated, I delivered the Devon goods. Once my team was healed, I spent some time training my team because I knew another rival battle was coming up. I also caught a Gulpin, Electrike, Plusle, and Minun during my training on Route 110. After that, my team and I took on Brendan's team. While my Tailo fell to his Shroomish, Pepper came in to take it down. Against Marshtomp, I sent out my own Shroomish, and thanks to a Stun Spore and Leech Seed damage, it was easy for Pepper, when switched in, to take down the Mudfish Pokemon. With a double kick and peck attack, Pepper finished the battle. After healing my team again, we traveled through Route 110 before reaching Mauville City. After battling Wally, my team and I took on the Mauville Gym. This was a really annoying battle. Pepper took down Magnemite after being switched in on a Thundershock attack, but when Voltorb came in, this stupid thing nearly ruined my day. It survived several attacks from Pepper due to Watson healing it 3 times, and when Voltorb used Self-Destruct, it took itself out, but it almost took down Pepper. Then, of course, the Ace Magneton ended up taking down Pepper, forcing me to revive him after the stupid trio of magnets took out 2 of my Pokemon. In the end, Pepper managed to finish this battle once again, thankfully earning me my 3rd badge. After that chaos, I caught 2 Oddish, a Roselia, a Volbeat on Route 117. In the Fiery Path, I caught a Torkoal, Grimer, and Numel. And on Route 113, I caught a Spinda and Skarmory, and my Zigzagoon evolved, before my team finally arrived in Fall Arbor Town. I headed to Route 114 with my team, where I caught the Viper and Sweetie, the Swablu. I unfortunately wasn't able to record the Team Aqua versus Team Magma confrontation, but it did happen. In Meteor Falls, I only caught a Lunatone before training on Route 115, where my Whismur evolved. I took a cable card to reach Mount Chimney in order to take on Team Aqua, and then faced off against their leader, Archie. Pepper easily handled Archie's Mightyena, but his Golbat was the one Pokemon I was worried about. But thanks to a burn from Pepper's Ember attack, he was able to take down the Demon Bat and later the Ace Sharpedo. After all that, I headed down Jagged Pass and caught a Machop before arriving in Lava Ridge Town. After obtaining a Pokemon egg from an old woman near the hot springs, my team and I took on the local gym. While battling my way through the gym, my Lotad evolved before we challenged Flannery. Flannery and I both had to heal our Pokemon before a double kick and a quick attack from Pepper took down the first Slugma, and the same thing happened against the second Slugma. Then came Torkoal. At one point, I sent in my Linoon to stall while I revived Pepper, who had fainted earlier from a Body Slam attack. Once again, my loyal Combuskin ended the battle with a double kick. After obtaining the Go Goggles from Brendan, I headed to the Route 111 desert and obtained the Claw Fossil, which I went to the Devon Corporation to revive into an Anorith. I also ended up catching several Pokemon while training for the next gym. A Spoink on Jagged Pass, Cacnea, Trapinch, Sandshrew, and spent a long time looking for a Baltoy on Route 111, and Wynot hatched from the egg in Granite Cave while I went to find a Nosepass. Eventually, my team and I returned to Petalburg City to take on Norman for the 5th gym battle. After a Super Potion heal and several double kick attacks, Pepper took down the first Slack King. I sent in my Linoon to prevent Pepper from falling asleep after a yawn attack, and then sent him back in against the Vigoroth. After several double kicks and a Hyper Potion heal on Vigoroth by Norman, Pepper took it down as well. The stronger Slacking wasn't too bad, as it just tried to Focus Punch and failed twice, allowing Pepper to take it down and earn me the Balance Badge. After the battle, Pepper evolved into a Blaziken at last, and I obtained the HM for Surf in order to cross watery areas. I caught a Wingull on Route 103, caught 2 Meryl while surfing to breed in order to get an Azurill. My Nincada evolved, allowing me to get a Shedinja as well. I also caught 2 Jigglypuff in order to breed to get an Igglybuff later, and a Tentacool on Route 115. I caught a Voltorb and a Magnemite at New Mauville before turning off the generator that was going haywire. I caught a Magikarp and Felicia the Feebas while fishing on Route 119. I caught a Goldeen on Route 111 while also fishing, and I evolved my Silcoon, Felicia the Feebas, and Poochyena to their final forms, caught a Tropius on Route 119, and also evolved my Tailo. After foiling Team Aqua's takeover of the Weather Institute, I obtained a cast form form before later taking on Brendan outside. Thanks to a critical hit Sludge Bomb from my Dustox, Brendan's Shroomish fell. Felicia took down Nummel with a rain-boosted Surf, and a double kick and strength attack from my Pepper finished off the Ace Marshtomp. Brendan gave me the HM Fly before I arrived in Fortree City, the site of my next gym badge. Before that, I obtained the Devon Scope from Steven on Route 120 before catching a Kecleon. And while training for the gym battle, Ray the Ralts evolved into a Curlia. After removing the obstacle with the Devon Scope, I challenged the Fortree Gym. This was the fastest gym battle I've ever done, especially against this gym leader. Winona Swellow, Skarmory, and Pelipper all fell to Pepper, and Felicia finished the battle with 2 Ice Beams against the Ace Altaria, winning me my 6th gym badge. After traveling to the Safari Zone, I caught a Natsu, Doduo, Girafarig, 2 Pikachu for breeding a Pichu, and a Psyduck. I caught a Shuppet on Route 121 before heading to Mount Pyre, where I witnessed Archie stealing the Red Orb in order to fill his crazy ambitions. In return, I obtained the Blue Orb from the old couple with the promise to stop Team Aqua. After the submarine theft in Slateport City, I chased Team Aqua back to Lilycove City, but before that I battled Brendan for the last time. Brendan's Swellow was awful to deal with. It kept setting up double teams, which caused 3 of my Pokemon to fall to it. Thankfully though, my Blaziken eventually took it down. To my surprise, after sending in my underleveled Wingull, she ended up taking down Brendan's Nummel and even saved me when Shroomish took out my Swablu. And then the Ace Marshtomp fell to 2 slash attacks from my Blaziken. While breaking into the Team Aqua hideout, I obtained the Master Ball from Archie's office. The Aqua admin battle was a little annoying due to confusion from a Swagger attack from the Mightyena, but my Blaziken swept through his entire team. Sadly though, Archie and the submarine managed to escape after the battle. After all that, my team and I arrived in Mossdeep City. While training for the local gym, I hatched a Pichu egg from the 2 Pikachu I bred earlier, and also caught a Snorunt and Spheal. I also evolved my Wingull while training on the routes, and while in the gym, my Surskit also evolved. Then it was time for the dreaded double battle against Tate and Liza. While Pepper later managed to take down Lunatone thanks to Solrock's Sunny Day move, boosting his fire moves, he ended up falling to Solrock. Thankfully, Felicia managed to hold on and take down the Solar Rock with 2 surf attacks after the sun faded, winning me the battle. While training, I evolved my Shroomish, obtained the HM for Dive, and since I needed a Rock Smash user, I have also evolved Rosie into a Delcatty. After reaching the Seafloor Cavern, I took on Archie in the final showdown in front of the slumbering box art legend, Kyogre. A quick double kick from Pepper took down Mightyena. After several heals from Archie, plus a freestyle from Felicia's Ice Beam attack, allowed her to take down the Crobat that I was so scared of. And one double kick took down the Ace Sharpedo, ending the battle. As Archie bragged about still having the Red Orb to, of course, try to control Kyogre, the said orb activated on its own and set the legend free from its slumber. After arriving in Sootopolis City, I ran into Steven, who brought me to meet the local and final gym leader, Wallace, who allowed me to enter the Cave of Origin in order to calm down Kyogre. I honestly was worried that it would take me several attempts to catch this Pokemon like it did with Ho-Oh and Lugia, but thankfully on the first attempt, it went in the first timer ball I threw at it after going through several net and dive balls. Whew! I named it Alpha and left the cave before returning to Mount Pyre. Once there, I had my final encounter with Archie before returning the Blue Orb to its home with the other. I also caught a Metatype for the Pokedex while there. Before taking on the last gym, Ray evolved into its elegant form of Gardevoir. Then it was time to face Wallace. After being attracted by Wallace's love disc, I was worried, but Ray managed to take it down with a couple shockwave attacks. After a little bit, Whiscash fell to Pepper's double kick attacks. Celio also fell to Pepper, and despite Rain Dance being set up, Pepper eventually took down Seaking. Then came the Ace Milotic, who was defeated by 2 body slam attacks from my Kyogre. All the badges were ours. After a ton of training, my team and I entered Victory Road. Upon reaching the exit, Wally challenged us to a final battle. His Altaria fell to 2 Ice Beam attacks from Felicia. Magneton fell to Pepper's Blaze Kick. 2 aerial ace attacks, also from Pepper, took down the Ace Gardevoir. And if you thought that Brendan's Swellow was annoying, what the heck, Wally? Your Delcatty was so annoying to take down. But after all that, his final Pokemon Roselia fell to Alpha's Ice Beam, so all was well. Then it was time for the Pokemon League. While training and preparing for it, Sweetie finally evolved into a gorgeous Altaria. This was my final team for the Pokemon League. Pepper the Blaziken, Rosie the Delcatty, Ray the Gardevoir, Sweetie the Altaria, Felicia the Milotic, and Alpha the Kyogre. With our preparations complete, I took on the first Elite Four member, Sydney, who was completely swept by my Blaziken. It didn't even take a hit. It was insanely hilarious. Phoebe, on the other hand, was a different story. While we struggled, I eventually had Pepper come out and take out the first Dusclops with a critical hit Blaze Kick. Sableye fell to a burn from Blaze Kick damage from Pepper. Toxic Stall and Rain Boosted Waterfall attack from Alpha took down the first Bayonet, and despite getting burned, Rosie took down the second Bayonet. And while it was risky, after half of my team fell, my still burned Delcatty ended the battle against the Ace Dusclops. Glacia was next, and I was really worried about facing her, especially her Walrein. Pepper took down the first Glalie, and after a while, Pepper also took down the first Celio, and then came Walrein, the ace Pokemon I was afraid of, as it took down Pepper after surviving and getting healed by Glacia. But thanks to Paralysis status from Sweetie's Dragon Breath attack, Rosie was able to fell the horrid Walrus with Thunderbolt. And then after a Toxic Stall once again, Alpha managed to deal with the final Glalie, winning the battle. Next was Drake. After a while, Felicia took out Shelgon and Altaria with Ice Beam. Ray took down the first Flygon after Felicia fell to it, and then Alpha defeated the second Flygon and later the Ace Salamence. One more battle left. Steven Stone. After his Skarmory got frozen by Felicia's Ice Beam, Steven brought in Aggron, who took her down with a Thunder. Thankfully though, Pepper was able to quickly defeat the Aggron before Skarmory returned. After it defrosted while living with 1 HP, Pepper took it down with Blaze Kick. Even though Pepper fell, Metagross ended up getting burned by him. Alpha came in and finished it off with a Waterfall. After a long time, Alpha took out the Cradily with Ice Beam before falling to Claydol's Ancient Power attack. Sweetie later dealt with Claydol, and then came Armaldo. After reviving and trying to defeat it with Pepper when Ray fell, he ended up falling after failing to take out Armaldo with Blaze Kick. It was now Rosie versus Armaldo, 1-on-1. And Rosie was my saving grace. Rosie used Dig once, and Armaldo fired back with an Ancient Power, and miraculously, Rosie lived. One more Dig attack, and my team and I were Pokemon League champions. There were a lot of tough times, had a lot of fun Pokemon to battle with, including ones I usually don't battle with. And hey, I finished the game in 6 days total. So, until the next video, see ya!